Welcome to the Four Corners series for Workers and Resources Soviet Republic, and we're picking up on the 29th of August 1933. Now, I want to start with an apology. If I sound a bit wheezy, it is because I am wheezy, because I'm having a slight allergic reaction at the moment, which is not helping. And as usual, I'd like to say a big thank you for your comments and feedback. You guys give me a lot to think about, and that is particularly true with the comments you put on the previous video for this series, because you gave me some pretty in-depth comments, and I want to start over this side because somebody posted a comment was related to distribution and speed and the use of asphalt, which made me think a lot about what I need to do and some of the mistakes I've also made with this series, and partly because it's my very first early start. And I think that early starts have got a totally different style of gameplay from when you start in the vanilla mode, and of course that's all going to change in a few weeks time when the crime and justice update drops, which is a whole new level of complication, which is going to affect early starts and also, well, starts in general. But the comment I got was about getting up a distribution center, and I think that is should have been, I should have put a bit more focus on it and put a bit more structure to it going forward, because the moment I've got a kind of bit of a piecemeal system going, and I think given these wagons, that what I should have really set up is a chain of distribution offices to move things out in a specific direction, possibly even with respect to the gravel. But I don't think there's much I can do about it. The other thing I would change is possibly the layout of the villages to try and put a bit more emphasis on main roads. So what I should have really done is brought the main road along the coast here and up into here, clear of the center, because one of the problems we get is, like, well, you can see it on this main road here, is that all the small trucks, in fact, let's hook this guy, he's got a top speed of 90 kilometers an hour, and if we just let the game run, if we can get him, if he can get past this, what you'll see is that at the moment we're not really utilizing his full speed, because he can only get up to 60, then he stops again. And that leads into another comment somebody mentioned. Okay, we just had a collision in the center. That leads also into another comment someone said, was asking me about how I'm using the bitumen. And at the moment it's really just for the production of asphalt, with so that we can, which is used in buildings, and I think that is mainly what needs to be, I'm currently using it for. But I do have an idea, because I'm a bit concerned about the fact that I really need to start upgrading some of these roads and starting to use asphalt, because I think because I suspect that if I leave it too long, what's going to happen is the whole process of actually upgrading all the roads and that is going to be a little bit tricky. So to that end, based on the comment that somebody posted, what I did is a little bit of a cheat here, because what I want to do is set up a test, because I've got these guys here who can pave, and you can see they're available from 1900. And there's actually a nice fit now, because what I actually did is I went in here, found the open holes, because these guys can only move with an open hole, and I went through all these different open holes, and the only one I found that will carry them, and I'm not sure if this is to do with weight or just the size of the footprint, is the steam hole here. So if I buy the steam hole, and then if we get these guys, and I think we can see they will fit into this steam hole here. Now the problem is the top speed of the steam hole is only 22 kilometers an hour, but what I'm going to do is I thought I'd set a test up here, and I think we're going to get rid of just check something and just pause so that they don't run away. I can't remember if the steam hole can be used as an excavator. Let me just check. It's easier just to do it this way. The bulldozer, no, we have to have a separate steam, so this would just act as an open hole. Okay, that's good. So what I'm going to do is we're going to run a couple of the open holes. Yeah, that will help us recoup some of our costs, and then we're going to send the steam. You can see the little guys in the back here. I'm going to send you to here. And then what I'm going to do is we'll just let the game run now. And I'm going to set up. What I want to do is set up a test, and I was kind of looking around where I can set a test that could be useful in the long term. And I found this here. So what we're going to do is we're going to put a mud road across there, and then we're going to upgrade that to asphalt. And what I want to see is how long it's going to take to get that done, and more importantly, if we can keep an eye on it, we can see if the asphalt guys will come in here. And I think at the very least, by doing this, getting these guys into action should help a little bit with respect to that there. So what you see is these guys are here. Where are you off to? Oh, you're out of fuel. Of course, he will fuel from here with one of the inconsistencies of the thing. Let's see if he actually takes them out. I mean, it might be a bit early because they may want to get some asphalt delivered. Oh, he's on his way. Oh no, he's going to the factory connection, so maybe I should have built these a little bit earlier. Okay, we're just going to try to follow him for a little while. We're just going to jump ahead. Wow. He's actually building back off the back of here with the paver. But we're just going to hang around here and wait for him to turn up. And what they should do is effectively work on this. And then, of course, what we'll have to do is the roller stage. And we don't actually have any rollers at the moment, as far as I know, unless one's come in. Because new vehicles are always dropping in all the time. We don't have a roller. Anyway, so that's the experiment we're setting up here. Now, returning to distribution, what I will say is that, like the way armies mobilized in World War I and the way battles were fought, I think the key to an early start is got to be railways. The more I think about it, the more convinced I think that is the right way to go forward. It's to try and get railways up and running as quickly as possible, subject to restrictions caused by subject to restrictions of availability of trains. And I think if we're going to get any momentum going, that's something we're going to need to do. So you can see here now, that's certainly going to speed up the road connections. Of course, there's no animation with these. They just kind of do their thing. Actually, I just want to check that steam open hole. When does that become available? Let me just see. Open hole. I don't want to buy another one. 1907. So it looks like what I could have done is use that from an asphalting perspective from the very beginning. Now, another comment I got was related to the power in this area here, and I'll be completely upfront. I'm holding off at the moment because I want to sort out this port area, and this area here is very much, you could say, an exercise in long-term expansion. I'm not expecting to get out here until the 1940s, because I think, as somebody quite rightly pointed out, that I need to concentrate on getting the population up and building in this area here, simply because that's what's going to drive, especially kind of Tudor village here. So we've got a few more buildings here. In fact, I'm starting to wonder whether we're actually getting some over 21s. Let me just see. No, not quite yet. Probably because we're still filling out over here. I think if we can get the population up to over 5,000 in these three communities here, then we can really start considering opening up this area here. So these flats, I agree that they're kind of don't fit with the 1930s. But I think they might fit with I mean, they do look a bit modern, but I'm going to stick with them now because we use the assets. But what I am going to do, though, is just to kind of soften the modernistic look. In fact, I think, let me just see, can I get a grid on? Just turn the grid on. What I want to do is pick up the grid here, and we're just going to go back that way. We'll just accept that road there. And what I did do is I took a look through the residential buildings, looking for something what you could call Stalinistic kind of era buildings. I don't want to go to woodworkers. I mean, it's a bit difficult because I did try and do a bit of research around what you would call, I think it's called Stalinistic architecture. Because most of the examples I saw were kind of great big buildings, like prestige buildings, like town halls and city things like this. But what I am considering is we got this Ampere house here, so we could kind of put in, say, a couple of these. I mean, like in the background here. Like, actually, we could probably put it that way, couldn't I? We can create a corner effect here. From a purist point of view, I think what I'd argue is that what actually happened is that during the Second World War, the centre of the town was bombed, so we put modern flats in, but some of the buildings around the outside kind of survived. I actually quite like that tower house. I'll kind of put it here. We got a kind of imposing building on this corner, which might fit well with the putting our court in there. I know I'm squeezing that a little bit. Oh, this one could fit. For some reason we got a little bit of a redundant footpath there. Come back. Oops, don't want that. Oops, what am I doing? What was it? Old house? Was it? No, it wasn't that one, was it? This one, wasn't it? We could put an old house just in on this bit here, behind here, like that. Put an old house there, and I think just to. So I don't really want to spend too long doing this. Not because I don't enjoy it. It's just that I'd rather be trying to keep an eye on what the rest of the economy is doing. So we can put that in there. We could probably put some older buildings, just turn that off, there, and maybe around. Actually, what I will do is, oops, I keep hitting that button for some reason. We've got, what's this one here? There's 85 workers. Don't really want that. You got, I mean, do these look like, I mean, these might pass as Stalinistic type buildings. What are they? I'm not sure. I mean, they take heating. So say for argument's sake, I'd put a row along the back here like this. And we leave some gaps for, so this would kind of recreate the kind of view. Could probably put one about there as well. The other thing I will say about the power is that what I most likely will be doing is using underground cables. So we're going to kind of put a slightly modernistic view on the way things are. And I think we're take them out there, except that, trim that back a bit like that. That puts a bit more heart into our small town here. Of course, the real focus at the moment needs to be up here, and somebody suggested that I get this built. We got a new vehicle, and that would be really great if I could do that. I'm not sure what is going on here. And while we're looking at this, something else that somebody kind of mentioned about construction. And I think it's time now to start moving towards more conventional construction offices, a bit bigger than the small ones now. And rather than having wagons in them, we'll start trying to equip them with fairly modern equipment so that we could probably pick up the pace of what you could say, construction. So he's building that there. I think, mate, it's going to be a long way out though for. I think we got Titus, but I think we're going to. thought New Hope was working on here. New Hope's kind of building stuff here. I'm not sure in Titusville. I don't think they're actually building anything over here because everything up over here now we finish this. I need to get this food factory online as well. But we'll spin back to that. I think we'll leave that. Just want to put that in there. Titusville is kind of almost exclusively, I think, working on this here. Of course, this is a bust, and we've got this factory down here. You need to start working on that. Looks like my road crew is here. Of course, the problem now is we need a roller, and we'll just do a little bit of a curve by here. So yeah, and I think what we're going to have to do is put New Hope workers on here, because at the moment it's only the workers that can actually it's only the New Hope workers that can actually do the final finish for this. You've got that there, so we can catch that up. Right, what I need now is we're producing food here. We've got food coming into there. Now these guys are going to be picking up crops. Need a distribution office, don't I? We are producing food here. Let's try. Let me just see. We don't need a big distribution office, do we? Because this is only literally. No, we might want to distribute food, didn't we? So let me just see. Wow. This is sell food. You're not selling food. So we can pick up food there. So I think first things first, we'll get you on there, and you can sell food. It's over. We'll start with 50% full, and we'll take you off of there. What's the? We got that one there. Let me just work through these. What we got here. You're picking up at Tudor Market, and you're picking up from the Rural Bakery. So you need to pick up here. So we kind of work in reverse order at the moment. You from the bakery store. Really do need to sort these out. Yeah. Delivering crops. What are you doing? Yeah. You're picking up from New Hope Cargo Station, which is up there, crops. And you need to unload to there. You've got to keep it over 60%. You can deliver crops there. Feeding station, blacksmith, just emphasize. And this is New Hope Food Storage. Where are you? Okay. And I think we're gonna take you off of there because you're literally moving the crops down to there. That's another one there. Oops, we need to add you. Okay, we're not assign more buildings. Okay, we're going to remove you and put you onto there. Unload to there. Okay, I'm just going to let the game run. Trying to think of what are you doing? You're picking up the crops from farm cargo. I'm just going to need to rationalize all this, aren't I? What are you doing? You're picking up from the fields as well. Do I have a cupboard hole? Yes, I have. Okay. Cupboard hole. I have a cupboard hole in here. Nope, I don't. Right, let me just carry on taking out this crop collect there. And we're going to add you to... Okay, you're already assigned, so that gives us a spare one there. Wow. Right, you're picking up... Already assigned. Materials to Titus. Right, you're picking up from New Hope food storage to take... What are you taking? Where are you delivering the food? Let me just check. Are you actually delivering food anywhere? You're actually dropping off at New Hope Corner, so you need to go onto there. And you're going to pick up food. And... yeah, so that one now works. We need to remove you. That gets us down to 2. So you're picking up New Hope Village Storehouse. Where on earth is that? You're picking up clothes. But this looks like this one has to stay because he's delivering clothes. And then the last one here. What are you doing? New Hope Food Storage. We'll just remove you. Make sure you're on. Oops. And then you can deliver into there. That kind of sorts this place out. And all I need to do now is keep the crops flowing into here. I think what I'm inclined to do is kind of rationalize these down a little bit. So I think at the moment we're just going to leave. You should now be here. So what you're going to do is pick up from here. You're going to pick up food and you're going to just deliver directly to there for the moment. That means that this area here now, so I think for the moment, I think for this year until I get the distribution sorted out, we'll just carry on with this the way it is. But what will happen is eventually, until all these crops are consumed, because we need to empty this and we need to empty this, and then once all the crops are consumed, then we'll change it. In fact, I think I will plan a small distribution office. Let me just see, can I get one in? And we got a little bit of space there. If I could get a, I mean, we're only going to need like 3 vehicles, aren't we? We could get something like that just tucked in behind, and then we can just get 3 cover dolls in here to deliver the crops to there. Right, we've got that sorted out. How's... yeah, the next stumbling block is the getting the workers out, isn't it? Okay, that is something that we need to work on. Let me just see. I think somebody actually posted a comment about construction offices and the ability to filter jobs, and one thing I would like to see on construction offices is to set priorities. That, say for example, you've got a list of jobs like this, click on here, would be the ability to go down here, and even if it was like you could move these around, because I'm pretty sure the way that the game actually works is they work top down. So even if it was just a question of just shuffling these around, or alternatively if you had it on say auto search, if you had something like you do when with the snow plows, if there's a way that you could say like give preference to buildings and roads. So what you could do then is leave it on auto detect and say, well, once you've done all the buildings, work on the roads, or vice versa. You could say the opposite and do it that way. I think that would make a difference. Like our little steam traction engine here doesn't have that much to do, mainly because we don't really have a lot in any new roads around here. And of course, in some ways, this is a bit of a wasted resource. So I think that comes back to the fact that I need to make combined construction offices now to get the best out of what we're doing. Let's just get back over here because I'm aware time is pushing on. If we could get some of this built, no mechanism. Yes, I know. How are we doing here? In fact, I haven't checked. The overall health is still not good. Got no radioactive. The average age is 86. I can't get it much higher than that. The alcohol addiction is so good. Government loyalty 31%. Isn't that a surprise? Oh, one thing somebody did point out in here in the comments was about setting minimum loyalty on the universities, because again, this comes back to what's coming down in the future, because my current strategy up until now has always been just get as many people as highly educated as possible and just leave it at that. But as somebody pointed out, that maybe that won't be the best strategy. So what you might pay is actually put a minimum government loyalty on getting a university education. I actually quite like that idea, so we're going to do that as well. So we're going to, oops, well, we're going to say if you haven't got, you've got to have a loyalty of at least 20 to come in here and learn. Just do the same. I think this is the university, and what that should do is allow us to kind of adjust things a little bit. Let's have a look at the vehicle situation now. Free People's Republic, that's a gas 4. It looks again like we're getting personal vehicles coming in. Let's take a quicker look at that. Yeah, there's the gas 4. We also got a truck, but I can't remember. Let's have a quick look through bulldozers. Kind of part of me says again to replace the horse-drawn bulldozers. I'm up over 400,000 now, and while I've been talking, I need to turn this guy loose again so that we can import the steel. In fact, I need to look here. We've got nothing being produced at the moment. How many? I don't think I've really got. Somebody actually suggested maybe building some trucks. We got the dumper here, but he's only got maximum speed of 30 kilometers an hour. Actually, we could look at the templates. I know, strictly speaking, I shouldn't be doing this, but 27,000. Wow. Now that's got a nice top speed of 80. That's got a top speed of 30. So these guys aren't 77,000 though. This is the problem. Cargo cars, we don't really need that. Concrete mixers, 131,000. 48,000 on the NAMs. 115,000. That 500,000 for the steam crane. I wouldn't mind something for a snowplow. In fact, I think maybe it is time to consider putting in the, what we call it, because I've only got, I don't think I've got any mods with technical services. I also have what we got here. We could put a medium technical services in about here. This is quite a key junction here. In fact, we could put it about there. Work, just squeeze in the technical services there. And of course, what we really would need also is a, I think, did I put a technical services in up here? It'd be nice to put a technical services in this area as well. Probably it really needs to be up somewhere around here, isn't it? Because this is the road we need to keep clear. In fact, it'd be nice to put it. Should I? This is technical services. This one's a bit big, isn't it? But yeah, I think if we can get this built. Although, to be honest, I think I would rather get the... Where is it? Sorry, I'm getting lost on the map. I think we'll start with this one, although we need to build that first, don't we? Here comes the winter. Oh, let's just see what the crop situation is. Come in here. Up to 3,000. So we still got, it's a bit difficult to see, but we still got odds and ends kind of stored here. But we got quite a lot of crops in the silos, so I think the farming is working quite well. Over here, we've got still got quite a few crops in here, but these silos are filling up. And of course, we completed this road. Yep, we've completed this road. So maybe the subject for the next part will be starting to put together our collective farm up here. That's something. Whoops. We're yeah, when we got the capabilities in here, and we're just going to scoot back to the this needs to be built. I think we're right. I think we're get the New Hope working on that. And bulk supply, yep. I think getting this built would be quite important so that we can ensure a nice supply of that 90 odd tons. And we're not really consuming the food here at the moment because we're still literally filling these up. What I will do is once this harvest cycle is over, the covered hole that operates from here will put somewhere else and effectively shut the farm down here, and that will begin the process of shutting this farm down. And what we can do is just consume the crops from here as well. So we're doing okay, and we should be, look at our money side, exports. I mean, we made 15,000, so we're getting a nice kind of steady flow of stuff coming in. But of course, we got this price here. The price of steel is rising. Let me just check that. Current prices on the global market. Yeah, so we're up already to 2,300 rubles a ton. But I think at the moment it's worth doing it just to try and get this stuff going. We need mechanisms, we need people. We got, says 2%. Oh yeah, I had the problem with the kindergartens as well, didn't I? And we're still building this. I think the children, the kindergarten ones, is in here. So we really need to get this kind of working. Otherwise, we haven't got anyone. Yeah, I think that's becoming quite serious, isn't it? I think we've got the problem in Titusville. Let's just check. Oh, we got one here. A kindergarten. Wow. Okay, we might have a bit of a problem here as well. Maybe it's one of these stats where someone hasn't quite, because it's winter. This is why I think it's quite important to start trying to get some snow clearance going. so many things to think about. This is the problem, is that it's just not finishing here. It's almost like what I need is a work crew that works with the road crews that will concentrate on asphalting the roads. So I don't think we've even finished the, oops, thank you game. We haven't even finished this, and despite the fact that the prefab factory is coming along quite nicely, and of course we got the perennial brick shortage, and of course, as like I said in the comments, that once you get to the winter, the road speeds just get so low. It's almost painful to watch. If you watch here, so we've got top speed of 18. You see there, well, we are getting up to 17. But of course, what? Let's just check. Just sample some of the vehicles here now. Let me just see. I want a truck that's on. We can find some trucks that have got this guy here. How fast are you going? Yeah, so he's only got a top speed of 21 now, which is pretty dire, to be honest. Just flip to him. He's got a top speed of 36. So he's 21 as well. And probably see if we can find. Let's check this guy. I don't think these should be too bad, because you've got a top speed of 90. And the moment you're stuck at 12, because you're stuck behind this guy, but hopefully he'll get. Oh, you're meant to be crazy. Wait, secret police. 18. This is painful. Painful, painful, painful. This is why I feel that we've got to be able to clear the road. Just going to be interesting to see. He's up to 21. It's quite interesting that he's still in, probably because he's got that ambulance in front of him as well. Just check the ambulance. What are you? He's got a top speed of 30. Oh, wait, cancel. Yeah, I think I think that is also a good example of the fact that I need to have the trains up and running, because there's no way we're going to get the speeds that we're looking for. You can see he's got a top speed of 18. I don't know. Let's see if we can find what we call it. Somebody also pointed out about the trees. Let's see what we got here. Got a steam dumper, which I think I bought just for the fun of it, didn't I? What's drawn covered hole? What have you got? Top speed. So the top speed of a lot of these vehicles is only 30 kilometers an hour. Where's my fuel distribution? Let's just check. A little bit of fuel. And somebody did ask about whether I'm exporting bitumen, and I am. It's the main. I think it's one of my main sources of income. You just see. I think you've got a top speed of 50 at the moment. You are doing 12 because you've just gone over that mud road. You're going to get to the dizzy height of 21. It's just so painful, painful, especially in winter. Okay, just where time is pushing on, so I think what we're going to do is just have a little bit of a Skype round. I mean, the happiness is holding up. The only thing I can think of with respect to health is that if it's to do with the actual accommodation on these buildings, because you'll see we've only got a quality of flats at 80%, So I do wonder whether that has a factor as well in the overall health, because the fact that we don't have it. This is 94%, 95% health. So how come I've got a health at an average health at 89%? I mean, I'm not sure why that we've got a health of an average health of 89% when we've got 99% satisfaction. Most of our properties are kind of in the high 90s. I'm not exactly sure what that is. We've got a little bit of pollution. I wonder whether pollution is a factor. Interesting. Right, this is underway. We certainly need to get that built. If we can get this built, it means we can get a little bit more iron ore mined. We can get the workers out. How's the unemployment? Yeah, we've got 12 with no place to go. Whoops. Unemployed. We got a tiny amount of unemployment here. Fire, paranoias. Okay, we're going to be okay with that. Okay, the fire crews will be on that. We've got no unemployment in New Hope. And we've got no unemployment in Wittersville. We're building a monument here. Got another monument over there. I must have gone a bit monument crazy. Oh, yeah. The reason I'm building a monument here is that I want to knock this one down, isn't it? In fact, I'm kind of going to do it because I don't think it's having that much impact. And I want to just kind of sort this out. Because what I'd like to do is put a road footpath through here. Because I think that will improve the connectivity from here to the hospital, and also from here into the shop. So I think we can find that. Titus Road crew have picked it up. Okay. This area here, I was just going to leave the guys to work at their own pace, I think, for the moment. Electricity problem. What is our... Yeah. I do wonder whether I need workers in the ore refinery, which is all right, but we've got no spare workers here at the moment. So we do really need to get... Well, we got the kindergarten there. We've got another 5-story apartment block there. We've got here. You're full. We must be getting pretty close to getting some spare over 21s now. Let me just see what we've got over here. You're full. You're full. I'm wondering, I think at the moment we are full here, and what's happening is the overflow from here now is driving back into New Hope and Titusville, but I would like some more workers here, so we're gonna here, and it's 2, isn't it, for Titusville? We get some more people into there. I don't think I can get a much more big accommodation here. We've got this block here, which is quite big. We've got... I don't want to go out much further this way. We could possibly... What's the range from here? You can get there. Part of me says, can we tear these down? I mean, how reliable is the workforce in here? I think we can, to be honest. Just going to demolish these. Demolish you. I know it's heartless, but this is where my economy collapses. And let's take out these roads. I think this is also a pretty good example of the fact that how tricky it's going to be to put the policing into here. And I think what we can do, come here for residential, and we're just going to use my favorites. No, we're going to go for the 4. Get, we can get, got room for 1, 2, 3. We've got enough space here for 300 people, but the footpath isn't. We need to bring the footpath out here and connect to there. So that will give us another 300 boosts here. That will also probably keep everyone happy in here. And I think just to wind up, we're just going to do a loyalty check. Still not brilliant here. Traffic jam, yes, thank you, game. But we're still not getting. Oh, we've got question marks here. Wait, you guys aren't really doing your thing, are you? Maybe what we'll do is put another secret police office in here somewhere. And over here, 31%, 34%. If we probably do a spot check, it's 37% there, 37% there. So it's kind of pushing up that way. If we spot check in Titusville, yeah, you not. It looks like Titusville still has a problem. It's interesting if you see here the stars fade a little bit, and I've actually noticed that if I can find one, what seems to be is as this approaches a point where the security police is, I mean, it could be my imagination, but the stars seem to fade a little bit, kind of indicate that things aren't working exactly the way they should be. You can see here the star here is really nice and bright and clearly defined, but you come back to here, see there, see it's getting a little bit kind of faint and wishy-washy. I don't know if that's an indication of the fact that it's been a long time since anyone's paid a visit to them. You can see here with the 37%, the star is almost transparent now. And I suppose, yeah, there we are. It's just gone over to question marks. So if you're not sure about your coverage, if you haven't got all nice bright stars, so if we come to here, see that one's a little bit. Again, we've got the problem here. This is the problem of winter. See, this one's nice and bright, and if we could probably come over to here. Yeah, see, here we got some really nice rock solid coverage, so that one's fading a little bit. I do wonder whether what we really need here is another secret police. I am going to knock this thing down. It's it was an interesting experiment, but shouldn't be there. In fact, I think we've got an opportunity here, possibly put the secret police in. We just see. We got crime and justice is here. Technical services. Where is it? These are too big. So what we're gonna have to do is this is 3 vehicles. This is 6. This is 9. That's wow. That's way too big. This is 15. Wow. That's 8. Where on earth are we going to put this in? Got there. See, everything is covered with infrastructure. Part of me thinks maybe it's time to get rid of one of these fields. Then maybe put it here. How many workforce do you need? 20. Yeah, I think what we're going to do is we're going to get rid of this field here. Then we'll put you about here, and maybe you provide a bit more incentive for the locals to behave themselves. I could compensate for this. No, I think it's all going to be part of the process of collectivization now. I don't think these guys have got a shortage of crops, and we've only lost about 100. Of course, eventually, once the next season comes round, we will be working on our collective farm up here. So we'll put this secret police force in, and what we'll do is, once this is built, we're trying to get rid of this thing, and maybe just with a few more vehicles, we might be able to get a bit more coverage. It's probably the polite way of saying it. But I think this is where I'm going to leave it. Hope you enjoyed the episode. Hope you found it interesting. And until next time, whatever you do, enjoy your gaming.